Hey folks, this is Best in Slot and welcome back to our Ark Survival Ascended Dinosaur Battle Arena. Except today we're taking to the oceans and it's not dinosaurs, it's prehistoric marine species. 9 different species today are going to do battle in 1v1 combat. Winner stays on until a champion emerges at the end. Very exciting stuff. Taken 6 of the default in-game ones, so sort of the bigger species in-game, and very excitingly we're going to check out some modded species as well. Ones that I have never played with, no idea on their power level, and we're going to start with 2 of those. So, in the red corner we have Helicoprion. This is part of the Ark Editions Ascended mod by Garuga123. Helicoprion, a prehistoric shark-like fish, well known for having this wall at the front of its mouth. I'll try to get a good view of that. Players only still does not work for me, but you can see there the wall of teeth there, that sort of spiral of teeth jutting out just above the jaw there. It's part of the lower jaw. Lovely view of it there. And Helicoprion, the theory is, would use that to tug soft-bodied creatures out of their shells in order to feast upon them. Very cool stuff. In the red corner, we have the largest turtle to ever exist. This is Archelon. Interesting that we have this hard-shelled creature against the shark that specializes in taking down hard-shelled creatures. It's a little different with a turtle. The shell is part of the body, but I just thought that was a nice little coincidence. Either way, also part of Ark Editions Ascended, and you can download both of these and the next one we're going to see on your Ark mod homepage thing right in the client. You don't even need to go off the cursor or anything like that. So, we've got Archelon in the red corner. We've got Helicoprion in the blue corner. Place your bets now, and let's get this fight started. Open the gates. Oh, it's finally started. Archelon gets a good bite in there, but Helicoprion swings around. The two circling each other at the moment. Archelon seems to be on the chase. Helicoprion with a huge tail whip there, though, on the Archelon. Swinging around each other. Oh, Helicoprion with a bite as well. Actually seems to be doing. Archelon does not appear to be getting that many hits in right now. Does go for a little snap there. Both on pretty good health. Helicoprion has taken some damage. You can see it's got that pink effect on it, although it is getting more attacks in. Big hit there on the Archelon. That shell probably doing quite a lot of work though to keep it alive. Big tail whip in the head of the Archelon there, but the Archelon again does not appear to have visible damage on it. Another big tail whip. The Helicoprion is getting 2 hits in here for every hit the Archelon gets. And another bite at the back. Archelon, no visible damage yet though. This thing is an absolute tank by the looks of things. They're still going. Couple bites each there. Oh, and the Helicoprion go. You have not taken any damage at all, have you? You're an absolute monster. Okay, well, Helicoprion, you tried, buddy, but Archelon seems like it's going to be tough competition for anyone. I would have personally expected Archelon to win this fight just based on, you know, the design of the creatures and knowing about the creatures, but still, I'm surprised it was such a cakewalk for the Archelon. So, we are going to go on to a round 2. Archelon will, of course, continue to face our next competitor. Our third and final of the Ark Editions Ascended creatures then is Dinosaurus, our gigantic extinct crocodilian, an absolute mammoth thing. Look at the size of it. Much, much larger than our last 2 competitors. It's here to face a new Archelon. Both of them, once again, at level 1. You've got no interest whatsoever. Let's get these gates open. I'm hoping they'll just try to murder each other without my influence, but we shall see. We're going in. Oh, I think we are. Didn't have to do anything that time. Dinosaurus is chasing down the Archelon. Gape and more gape, I should say. Getting lots of the hits, and the Archelon is struggling, but then gets a nice little bite in there. That hooked bill, that beak chomping down on the osteoderms of the Dinosaurus. They're chomping, they're biting, they're swinging around each other. Dinosaurus, this lovely curved motion, very at home in the water and in combat in the water. But once again, the Archelon just doesn't appear to be taking any damage. Dinosaurus is... Oh, that's a big bite. Oh, you can see now there is damage on that Archelon, just a little bit, but you can see it on the Dinosaurus as well, that pink sort of effect. But yes, the body of the Archelon is beginning to bleed. This is much closer than the first round. I'm not sure who's going to... It looks very, very tight right now. I'm not sure who's going to emerge victorious. Dinosaurus is spending too much time roaring and, well, growling and such. Both are still pretty healthy. I might give the... Oh, triple hit there. Archelon is going down. Archelon might end up losing this round. Oh, incumbent champion. is getting right in my face. The Dinosaurus is just so aggressive. Even as it taunts every now and again. Still going though. Archelon is a hardy fellow, beaten, bloodied and bruised, and still keeps fighting, keeps biting back. Dinosaurus has definitely taken some damage there. You can see that lots of pink there, lots of red on the body. It's definitely a much more intense fight than the last time around, I'll say that much. Oh, it's gone for the big bite. It's got like a power charge, this Dinosaurus, a huge power attack. They're still going. It's never ending. Oh, he's got him in the corner, though. That's a lot of damage going in. They're just whomping away at each other now. I still don't know who's going to win. They're both so low. They're both so nearly dead. Either could take this fight. It is very, very close. This is exactly the kind of thing I wanted. Stop being inside me, though. That's not what I wanted. Well, maybe. Oh! Archelon, buddy! I thought it was doomed, but at the buzzer pulls it off, and Archelon emerged. I am blown. I really thought Dinosaurus was going to take that for the longest time, but there is on the edge of death, clearly right on the edge of death, but actually survives. Archelon, bloody hell! All right, let's clear up and move on to the next round. The third round competitor for the Archelon then is the Dunkle Osseous, our gigantic bony fist, these humongous jaws, these humongous bone-ridden jaws, absolutely capable of cracking through a gigantic shell like the Archelons. The Arc Edition is particularly monstrous. It's a weird looking creature, isn't it? The Arc Edition is, this is the obviously a part of the default game now. It's a strange looking critter. Let's get these doors open and let round 3 begin. We're going straight in, there we are. Dunkle straight away with a... Oh god, this Dunkle Osseous is huge as well. They are biting, they are numbing, they are swimming around each other. Again, Dunkle, just like the Archelon, quite heavily armoured, especially at the front there. Might see a long protracted fight like we just had with the Dinosaurus as well. This is an Arc Edition's Ascended versus default game battle, though no one seems to have taken any visible damage at this point in time. Everyone seems pretty healthy. If they stop fighting around the doors, that'd be lovely. Archelon on the chase there, this lovely new brown hue we've got on our Archelon. Dunkle has descended down and emerges upwards, a big bite over the head of the Archelon there, who is now inside me as well, and not in a sexy way. They're swimming, they're swinging. The skull head of the Dunkle Osseous there. Again, no one seems to have taken really any damage whatsoever. I don't see any pink or red spawning up there on either of the creatures. Dunkle just got 3 quick hits in, 4 quick hits there. Very quick succession. Really looks promising for the Dunkle so far. Very, very aggressive, and that might be just the first hint of damage there on the front flippers of the Archelon. You can just see a little bloom of pink there, a little bloom of purple on those front flippers, and I don't see anything on the Dunkle quite yet. It looks... Oh, there is, though. There's a little bit towards the back of the creature there. They've backed off each other for just a second. I'm sure that won't last very long. Archelon goes back in, gets a little... I thought it was dead then. Alright, and they're back. Yes, you can definitely see now some pink on the lower body there of the Dunkle Osseous, and a little bit there on the Archelon as well. Looked like Dunkle was off to a good start, but I think Archelon might have taken the lead. That's 2 good hits with no repercussions for the Archelon. Dunkle's trying though. This Archelon might be our champion from the very first battle onwards, but we'll have to see. Good hits there for the Dunkle Osseous. Lots of damage going in there. Lots and lots of bites, loads of aggressiveness, those gigantic jaw-ridden teeth clamping down onto that hardened body of the Archelon. It's a close engagement just like our last one here, but Archelon does look a little bit healthy. You can definitely see a little bit of damage there, especially on that the lower hind regions there of the Archelon, but I would say it's probably taken a little bit less damage than Dunkle Osseous at this point in time. But hey, last fight, it looked like Dinosaurus was winning for a long time as well, so you never do know. What's this look like from above? Terrifying. Back in! Ooh, right over the head there. It'd be interesting if that actually did more damage. Dunkle definitely looking weaker and weaker now. I'm not sure Dunkle's going to pull this one off. I gave it... I thought it was going to be weaker than Dinosaurus, but you know what? It's put up a hell of a fight so far, but this Archelon is a monster. And it is worth noting, the taming, I should discuss that. Both of these creatures are level 1. I've set my taming ratios to 1 as well, so there should be no benefit to being tamed. But just to make sure, I made the Archelon the untamed creature this time around, and the Dunkle has been tamed. So I've been fluctuating that round by round. And yet the Archelon still kicks ass and takes names. Crammed into the corner there. You think probably good for the Archelon, just gets to bunker down a little bit, hunker down, become a bit of a tank. Dunkle is trying, but the Archelon just doesn't seem to have taken any more damage since the start of the fight at all. Two good hits there, but is it doing anything to this absolute monstrous tank of a creature? I don't know. I think it shows a lot of its damage all at once, but Dunkle is looking right on the edge of death here, covered in blood, covered in cuts, scrapes, bruises, bleeding out, attracting sea life from all over to come and feast on its soon-to-be corpse. Although that's a lot of good damage there. Archelon seems to be struggling a little bit in the corner. Dunkle's got a lot of hits, and you can just see some damage starting to bloom there at the front of the Archelon. It's actually taking damage. It's broken out though. It's out of the corner, but it definitely took a lot of damage there. There's hope yet for the Dunkle, which waited behind the door and launched a sneak attack on the Archelon. Oh, Archelon finally showing damage. Finally bleeding out. If it bleeds, it can be killed. Batman would have a field day with this Archelon. You bleed. Oh, but Dunkle goes down. You tried, buddy. You weren't a million miles away. I think Dinosaurus probably got closer, but you tried. And you know what? That makes you a cool kid in my eyes. Yes, making a reappearance from our last battle last week, we have the Spinosaurus, of course, specialized as water combatant. That was nearly English. There we go. We've got the Jurassic Park 3i iteration of the Spinosaurus here with that sail popped above the water there. Very aggressive, ready for combat. Everyone told me last time around the Spinosaurus gets a buff from being in the water, so I thought we'd have to include it in a waterborne battle. Looking very cool there, just sitting above the tip of the water there, above the edge of the water. Very, very cool. Can the Spinosaurus, this humongous sail-backed tyrant, take down the dominating turtle? Well, let's find out in round 4. Ding, ding, ding. I need a better bell noise. Oh, is that lots of aggression there? The Spinosaurus or the Archelon? There we go. It's starting, I think. Can't even see the Archelon. This is an interesting one because Spinosaurus is trying to stay towards the top of the water, as you can see. But they are fighting each other. It is happening. Archelon, you'd say, probably has an advantage in terms of water maneuverability, but the Spinosaurus might have the advantage in terms of sheer damage output, although the Spinosaurus is already looking worse for wear and seems to be struggling with the total water-based combat we've got going on here. Spinosaurus, of course, you would imagine does much better in very shallow water, but that's not really going to work for this video, and that's more for a future T-Rex battle to see how it fares in shallow water against the Tyrannosaurus Rex. This was more just because I felt like it got short shrift last week, and I thought I'd give it a go today, but I think it's safe to say that this was a mistake, and the Spinosaurus is getting obliterated. It just doesn't have the maneuverability to get those hits in, and it goes down very, very quickly. Immensely disappointing, Spinosaurus. Alan Grant would be incredibly disappointed in you right now. Are you been breaking my... Don't break my walls! There must be a way to make that invulnerable. I have to have a little Google of that. Archelon, 4 for 4, buddy. But what I suspect are the 2 hardest fights are yet to come. Let's move on to round 5. Our penultimate competitor today, then, is another shark. Instead, though, it is the largest shark to ever exist. It is the Megalodon, growing up to 60 feet or so. In reality, this thing was a bit of a monster. Definitely not as large as some of the other competitors we've had, but bulky, ferocious, and hungry for some turtle love. So, can the Archelon continue its reign of dominance with another win? Megalodon goes in for the very first hit, but gets snapped back by that brutal hooked bill off the turtle very quickly. So far, just swimming around, kind of feeling each other out, although you can see the speed of the Megalodon there as it's waiting behind the door. It's waiting behind the door. They're battling through the wood. We've all been there. Megalodon holding it, taking a little bit of damage there. I've got to be honest, I was backing the Archelon on this one, but we'll see how it goes. Megalodon definitely has a speed advantage, but you feel like the slightly limited room here is kind of restricting it very, very slightly, but There's a little bit of damage on the Archelon there as well. I feel like the Megalodon might be a bit of a glass cannon. Takes a lot of damage, but maybe doles out a lot of damage off its own as well. It's getting some good hits in here as well. These diving moves where it goes down to the bottom of water and then moves upwards underneath its prey. Something that sharks do quite a lot in reality. They like to swim upwards from the ocean floor and catch their prey unaware. This is closer than I expected. Megalodon's definitely taken some damage, as you can see, but the Archelon as well. There's quite a few bloody patches on the Archelon there. I'd say it's taken more damage than it has against anyone else at this stage in the fight, but it's whether the Megalodon can hold on just long enough to take out the Archelon, and I don't think it will. It looks like it's taken a little bit too damage here. A little bit too much damage, you would say, if you were speaking. Oh my god. Absolute nightmare. Oh, it's close though. It is close. Gotta get out of the door. Oh, it swings around. Oh, it just goes down at the end there. That was tight. That was tight. And that makes me think that our final competitor might finally be the one to take this monstrous turtle down. It's taken out a Helicoprion, a Dinosaurus, a Dunkle, a Spinosaurus, and now a Megalodon. The Archelon is a machine, to say the least. There is one competitor left. Can it handle every... Is it the strongest aquatic creature currently in the game? Let's find out. The final round is, of course, the Mososaurus. Now, this is the third time I've attempted this. The AI on the Mososaurus is maybe a little bit funky, to say the least. It keeps kind of just sitting there and dying. I've tamed it this time. I'm hoping upon hope that this is the round to make it work. But the Mososaurus, absolutely gigantic. We've got that paddle tail there at the back. We've got this slightly furry sail there at the front. This terrifying sort of just white albino sort of haunted, ghostly skin, the ghost of the oceans right here. We're going to spawn in the Archelon and see what happens. Nope, there we go. Straight away with a bite. Right, we might actually have a fight on finally. They're chomping, they're chomping. There's a lot of chomping here. Huge, aggressive, speedy Mososaurus. Big swings around there. It's got lots of distance to cover out here in the midst of the deep ocean. But Archelon currently holding its own, to say the least. No signs of damage on either creature here. Looks like it's going to be quite a protracted fight. There's lots of movement from the Mososaurus. It gets a good hit in there, but so does the Archelon. It gets a chomp back simultaneously. It looks like they're managing to hit each other basically at the same time so far. So it's going to be a question of damage stats and health stats and defensive stats to see who emerges victorious. Not much in the way of tactics here. Mososaurus almost looks like it's trying to slap the Archelon with those front flippers. I'm not sure that's going to be super effective, but maybe that's a weakness for the Archelon. Who knows? I will say, fighting out here in the depths of the ocean is much cooler than in the arena, and this is what I will do going forward, I think. Oh, I'm seeing some damage there on the Archelon. I would have bet on the Mososaurus. I did have a Dinosaur Battle Arena Aquatic Edition back on the old game on Ark Survival Evolved, and as far as I remember, the Mososaurus absolutely dominated the discussion, and this Archelon is looking worse for wear with no visible damage at all there on the Mososaurus. Mososaurus, not a hint of red, not a hint of purple, no blood there, no cuts or bruises. Mososaurus all over this Archelon right now. Maybe a little bit of damage there. Oh, loads of damage in there. Archelon seems to be struggling a little bit with this ridge. You need to get out of there, buddy, if you're going to do something. Does get a couple bites in return, though. You can hear the snapping of the beak, but doesn't really seem to be doing much damage. Maybe a little bit appearing there at the top of the Mososaurus, a little bit of red blooming in there, but really it's nothing compared to the huge amount of damage the Archelon is taking. Yes, there, finally we can see some damage popping up on the Mososaurus. These two titans are just whomping on each other at this point in time, over and over and over again, and finally the Archelon goes down. Mososaurus, by far the strongest, I mean, I think we expected that, but by far the strongest aquatic creature in the game, has dominated the creature that dominated everything else. But Archelon coming in second was unexpected. I did not expect it to make it through those first 6 competitors, to make it all the way over to the Mososaurus. Anyways, that is it from me. Thank you so much for joining me, my lovely ladies and gentlemen. Throw me a like down below if you enjoyed this video. Have you got a suggestion? Are there any battle types you'd like to see? Whether that's a specific 1v1 you want to see, or a specific collection like we just saw with our aquatic creatures, let me know in the comment section down below, and I'll see you lovely folks very, very soon. Thanks for joining me. Cheers, much love as always. Bye-bye.